back with another collective reading. Today, the energy feels really, really mellow and peaceful in the collective, so I am looking forward to tapping into what messages the collective is meant to hear today. If you clicked on this video, my intention is always that whoever stumbles across my channel will have a message in my videos that they are meant to hear. So I am going to light some incense, clear the space before I delve into my tarot cards here. And I want to say I am so grateful for your presence today if you clicked on this video, and I'm looking forward to tapping into our energy as a collective, where we are at currently. I think I'm feeling called to interpret messages from our guides as a collective, angels if you subscribe to that belief, and ancestors as well. So I look forward to seeing what our guides and ancestors, Mother Earth, has to say to us as a collective. Messages of empowerment are really coming through, and I'm going to see what our cards have to say. I think that is good enough for now. My intention is to clear the space of all, stagnant energy that's been built up, and fear, doubt, worry, anxiety. Clear the space of all of that and alchemize those energies to higher vibrational ones of acceptance, of presence, of grounding, of gratitude. And I'm going to start pulling some cards to see what our messages are today. I have a little baby kitten sleeping next to me, so if he gets up and becomes rambunctious, I apologize. Last video he hopped on the table that I have the camera set on, and hopefully he's a little more chill today. It seems to be that way so far. I am going to pull some cards to see what our guides as a collective have to say to us to empower us on our path forward. And I'm going to pull one more card. I have two so far. What came out? Oh my, okay. One more please. The Ten of Swords and the King of Swords. I'm going to see what else comes out. I have a feeling that there's one more card that's wanting to creep out. I was feeling called to, I'm going to keep this one off to the side for now because that one kind of caught my eye, but I want to see if one more is going to come out. Yeah, I'll take it. So, wow, okay, I'm going to pull some clarifiers now for these cards, and I'm excited to delve into the messages. Alright. Wow, yeah. Okay, that one did want to come out. Awesome. So, I'm going to take a moment to, yes, okay, this is awesome confirmation for what I was feeling collectively earlier. I'm going to take a sip of water, I'm going to tap into this, and then we're going to get started, guys. I'm pumped. This is looking awesome. Okay, so let's see what we have here. The Ten of Swords is clarified by Temperance reversed, so I'm really getting the sense here that as a collective, for a while, we were in this very stuck, stagnant energy. I'm hearing learned helplessness, perhaps a victim mentality for some, and for others just a state of depression, of circumstances that were out of our control, that were keeping us stuck and hindering our growth. This could be environments, this could be people, this could be our own mindsets, how we view ourselves, and the level of control we have over our own lives. That was the feeling we were in because our energy as a collective was out of balance. There was a lack of joy, there was a lack of clarity on how we could move forward. There are two rainbows here, so double rainbows for me are always a sign of unconditional love, so there could have been a lack of unconditional love in our lives. For me, that looks like a lack of grace, a lack of compassion, and I'm getting the sense that as a collective, that wasn't a lack of compassion and grace for others, that was a lack of compassion and grace for ourselves. I'm hearing that really high expectations that were either placed on us by society, by the people we were raised by ourselves, those expectations that we placed on ourselves, led to this. For some, I'm hearing rock bottom. For others, I'm hearing just tiredness, exhaustion. That's not for you. And with the second card here being the King of Swords, clarified by the Knight of Swords reversed, I'm getting the sense that there were major mental boundaries put up, perhaps walls over our heart. The man in this card is putting a sword through his chest, through his heart. And I'm getting the sense that for some of us here in the collective, we were contributing to our own suffering, or we experienced a heartbreak, but we perpetuated our fears, our anxieties. For some, I'm hearing, and brought them to life almost, and for others just perpetuated them to the point where we were repeating cycles that were unhealthy, and not allowing ourselves to take that blindfold off to see that there is a rainbow on the horizon, there is hope on the horizon, that all feelings are temporary and are meant to be felt so that they can pass and we can move through to the next state of being, the next feeling. With the Knight of Swords clarifying this reversed, I'm getting the sense that there was a hesitation to elevate our perspective, step out of that comfort zone of stagnancy, because for some of us that felt comfortable because that was all we knew, that felt safe, even if it was hurting us. For some, I'm hearing we were scared of our own potential, our own power, scared of change because it meant that we could see better days, and that is sometimes a scary thought because it almost sounds too good to be true, right? But I'm getting the sense that as a collective we're really beginning to question that pessimistic type of thinking and moving into a more optimistic, realistic viewpoint, blending those two together. The optimism that we can step into more of our power, we can expand our joy and bring balance back into our life, we can move through our suffering and see light on the other side. I was going somewhere else with that, but the thought left my brain. It'll circle back. The Three of Cups is also here, reversed, clarified by the Ten of Wands, reversed. For me, the Three of Cups, right now, I'm interpreting as, with it being reversed, a lack of playfulness, a lack of serendipity, a lack of childlike wonder and curiosity in our lives. We weren't dedicating the time and energy we needed to those things. We kind of put those off to the side or didn't recognize their importance, but I think as a collective we're beginning to recognize the importance of those things now, of challenging our thoughts and beliefs, of shifting our perspectives to seeing more love and gratitude in our environments, in the decisions that we make for ourselves. I'm hearing for some how those decisions affect others. With the Ace of Swords here, clarified by the Two of Swords, I'm getting the sense that for some in the collective, you were grasping for opportunities or making decisions that weren't serving you. Maybe you were setting yourself on fire to make other people feel warm. Maybe a lack of patience was hurting you in the long run. Oh, I'm hearing instant gratification. So for some, habits of I'm hearing mindsets, routines, and patterns that were instantly gratifying were hurting your heart. And with the Two of Swords being here, for some in the collective, I'm hearing that blindfold really was up for a while. I apologize that I'm hesitating so much. I get distracted by my environment pretty easily. I am an air sign. With the Two of Swords being here, back on track now, there may have been a blindfold for a while over how you were contributing to your own suffering, how we were not allowing ourselves to say no to what didn't serve us. Not putting up the boundaries we needed to with, I'm hearing mostly for ourselves, those mental boundaries, right, of I'm going to think more positively about myself. I'm going to challenge the thoughts about myself that are negative. Those limiting beliefs, right, of like, oh, I'm not capable of much more, or like imposter syndrome, right? Questioning our power and our capability. And the empowering message I'm hearing today is that blindfold is coming off because we are in a recovery period. The Three of Swords is reversed here. We are releasing that pain that we've held on to that was comfortable for a while. But now we're releasing it because we've allowed those emotions to pass through, even though it felt like a sword was piercing through our heart, right? We decided it was better to take the blindfold off and see that rainbow, that hope that's always been there, than stay complacent in our own lives, complacent to the healing work that we could do for ourselves, the love that we could show ourselves, the complacent to our own power. The King of Pentacles is also here, and in the card there is a very large pentacle and a lightning storm overhead. I'm getting the sense that for a lot of you in the collective, a lot of us are questioning and reframing our beliefs about money, how we perceive money energetically, how we believe we can make money in this world, how we can contribute to society in a meaningful way and still monetize that, but also not burn ourselves out. We want to be grounded in the ways in which we make money and respect money for the stability that it provides us, while not attaching to it in an unhealthy way, in a fear-based way. But for a lot of people in the collective, I'm getting a lot of messages at once. I appreciate all of your patience. Sometimes our circumstances don't allow us to necessarily recognize that there is a blindfold there, that we have these limiting beliefs, or sometimes our circumstances don't allow us to move out of survival mode because our nervous systems are in a constant state of being unbalanced, and until environments in communities change, until we uproot those systems and create new ones entirely, those limiting beliefs will continue to be present in those communities, and that survival mode will continue to be present in those communities, because that's reality, right? And a lot of us in the collective are beginning to be more realistic, but detach from that pessimistic point of view, coming to a point of acceptance. And that can be empowering for some and a relief for others. I'm really getting the sense with the mellow energy I was feeling when I first started the video that there is a surrender happening in the collective right now. I'm hearing what will be. And I'm hearing more self-trust in our power, in our resilience, in our love is being introduced into our lives, because we've had the courage to tap into that as a collective, and that is a beautiful and enlightening way of being that takes a lot of bravery and self-compassion. I was going to say non-judgment, but I don't think I think that takes a lot of work to move away from. The Knight of Cups was at the bottom of the deck. We are moving into this energy of giving to ourselves in the ways that we can. At the end of the day, we're all doing our best. And even if we're not, we're still enough. And showing ourselves that compassion is what's allowing us to stay grounded in the understanding that I am at home within my being. I am a strong force that is continuing to grow and expand regardless of external circumstances. And that holds more meaning. That holds more power. My power lies in my cup and how I choose to fill it, whether that's through my decisions, whether that's through my beliefs, whether that's through the changes I make in my environment and in my relationships. That's powerful. This was a more, I don't want to say serious message, but a more, mellowed out message. A more chill message today. Some harder truths for some, or just truths for many. I feel like I tapped into. This deck is different than some of my others. I usually channel with oracle decks, or ones that feel less like ones that feel lighter. This one feels a lot more like, not tough love, but it feels grounding. That's what I'll say. I feel very grounded right now in this energy. I don't feel a sense of anxiety like I did in the other collective messages that I did. A lot of the collective messages that I've interpreted already, there was a lingering sense of anxiety, because as a collective we were moving out, we were in that transition period from that stagnancy to new change, new beginnings, this rebirth, and I feel like we've entered it now. We've surrendered. I've made a discovery. My camera only records for 20 minutes and then ends the recording. So I am going to just continue to interpret the message that I was hearing before. I think I left off by saying we're moving into this rebirth as a collective, where we are releasing those anxieties that are no longer serving us, that were contributing more to our suffering. That reminds me of something I learned in a course I took in college on Buddhism. There is this idea within the religion that life is suffering, and we add worrying and anxiety simply add suffering to the suffering, right? But as a collective, I feel as a whole we are releasing those fears, those worries and doubts, and just surrendering into this more grounded energy of presence. And really, if I haven't said this already, letting go and letting be, and trusting the unknown, trusting ourselves and our power to embrace the unknown, because we have already faced so much, and we trust that the power of our resilience, of our love, will move us through the obstacles that are to come. I hope that this message of empowerment for the collective today was a relief for some, was empowering for many, and provide clarity for others. I'm so grateful to channel these messages today, and I hope to see you all again soon. I will be doing videos the rest of the week as well, so if you're interested, join me here again. I love having you in this space. I don't think I had any other messages. I'm really surprised by the difference in energy of the collective reading I did yesterday and the one I did today. That's something I'm looking forward to reflecting on, and I hope you are as well. I look forward to seeing you again soon.